Recently, my son and I sat down and he said, Dad, I'm just so frustrated with the Protestant church. I said, well, tell me more about that. And he said, well, Dad, it's really this simple. When we go to the Protestant church, we're in an office building that's really plain. A guy's up there with a hoodie and sneakers, tells us a little bit about Jesus, Jesus light, with a cup of coffee and a TED Talk. And I said, you nailed it. It's exactly what's going on. It's really shallow to the young generation because they want something different. They want something different in our culture. They want something that is set apart, has structure. And I think it's quite fascinating that Fox News just did a clip on the revival that's going on in New York City among the Gen Z generation. And I think this is going to be encouraging to you and to others about the young generation finding faith in a more liturgical, historical 2,000 years of history. Take a look at this.
There would be this remarkable religious movement among young people in the heart of New York City. We are talking standing room only, a line out the door every Sunday at St. Joseph's Church, which is in Greenwich Village. So I spoke to some of those young people yesterday ahead of this packed out mass to learn why they are so on fire for God. Watch this. There is a revival taking place right now among young people who are going to church and embracing their faith in God, some of them for the first time in their lives. I'm at St. Joseph's Church, which was founded in 1829. It's one of the oldest churches in New York City, which is interesting because it's become a real hot spot to some of the youngest parishioners.
At our masses, they're full. The 11:30 a.m., there are people all over the balcony. For Ash Wednesday, it was out the door, down the steps, down the sidewalk, around the corner to get into church.
Have you ever seen anything like this before?
I've seen successful ministries, but not a groundswell, not just at the parish here, but across the American church and beyond. I've never seen anything like this.
Do you?
Now, isn't that exciting to see Gen Zers just flocking to a more liturgical format? And I think when she goes to interview several of these Gen Z parishioners, these new young people in this revival in New York City, at St. Joseph's Church, they provide some really, really good insight of why they are coming back to a more liturgical format. So let's take a look at what this couple says as well.
There's a lot going on, and people, I think, are leaning more towards structure and just doing, seeking a universal truth.
So for about 25 years, I did not go to church at all. And I actually had a pretty negative view of the church. And it was about a year ago that I came back for the first time to St. Joe's, and it just shocked me. It was not what I expected at all, not what I remembered of the church. And so for that reason, I started coming back more regularly. Now I'm in the OCI classes to get confirmed.
This church is packed at every mass I've been to with young, enthusiastic people who really, really want to practice their faith. And in addition, the discussion group that meets after mass is such an opportunity to not only practice your faith, but actually learn about it.
Welcome to In Vino Veritas, our wine meeting that we have every week.
In Vino Veritas is Latin for in wine there is truth. And that always happens after the 6 p.m. Mass. 150 people come down into our church hall. There's a social mixer for people, and then everybody sits down, and I lead a discussion about some kind of theological, philosophical, cultural topic. It's a great time.
Isn't that exciting to see the young generation coming back to more of a liturgical tradition, the historic nature of 2,000 years of history? I have to be honest with you, just a decade ago, I didn't see this coming at all. I felt like the younger generation was just abandoning faith altogether. There's something about the mystical tradition of liturgy and prayers drawn us into the very heart of God. So be encouraged. Well, thank you for visiting our channel. If you like what you saw here and it gives you some insight to the stuff you missed, would you subscribe? Would you share? Would you comment in the section below? I would really, really be interested in hearing some of your thoughts as well. Well, until next time, my friends, faith and honor.